Hello, fellow calculars. Sorry for the delay on my video this week. I've been a little bit behind and I'm still trying to play catch up, but I wanted to get a video up just in case it would help any of you out. So I did number 3 of the homework on 11.2. The question was to find an equation for the line tangent to the curve at the point defined by the given value of t. Also find the value of d2y over dx squared at this point. So we're given x equals 6, t, and y is equal to the square root of t when t is equal to 1 over 25. So I always like to think of things in steps. So the first thing that we're going to want to do is find the slope of the curve, which is going to be found by evaluating dy over dx at the given value, which is t equal to 1 over 25. So the parametric formula for dy dx is going to be equal to the slope, which is equal to m, if you're going to do point slope form. And that's dy over dt times dt over dx, which is usually written as dy dt divided by dx dt. I just happen to do the inverse because once I find the derivatives of those functions in relation to t, it's easier for me to just do what I've done here. And I found the derivative of x with respect to t, and that's equal to 6. And the derivative of y with respect to t is 1 over 2 square root of t. So since I'm doing the reciprocal, I just do 1 over 2 square root of t, which is dy dt, times the reciprocal of the derivative of x with respect to t, which is 1 over 6. And I get that our slope for the line is going to be 1 over 12 square roots of t. So what I need to do next is solve this for t equals to 1 over 25. So we just simply plug 1 over 25 for t and simplify. And that's going to help us to find the slope of the line tangent to the curve at that point. So once I do that, I get, whoops, I got a little mistake here. Let me go ahead and put 25 in there. So the square root of 1 over 25 is 1/5. And 1/5 times 12 is going to be 12 over 5. And when we divide by a fraction, it's the reciprocal, so we end up getting that our slope is 5/12. The next thing that we want to do is plug t equals to 1 over 25 into our parametric equations for x and y to solve for those values at the given point. So 6 times 1/25 is simply 6 over 25, so x is equal to 6 over 25. And y is equal to the square root of 1 over 25, or y is equal to 1/5. The next thing that we want to do is plug x equal to 6/25 and y equals 1/5 into that y equals mx plus b equation and solve for b. Once we do that, you can see that I have 1/5 is equal to 5/12 times 6/25 plus b, and 1/5 is equal to 33/100 plus b. b ends up being 1/10. The only thing that you need to do at that point is plug b equals to 1/10 into that equation, and we have that y is equal to 5/12 x plus 1/10, and that's the line tangent to the curve at t is equal to 1/25. The next thing that the question wanted us to do was find the d squared y over dx squared at t is equal to 1/25. So what we're going to do is we're going to find the first derivative, or the second derivative, we're going to take the first derivative of dy dt. So if you recall, we solved that dy dt is 1 over 12 square roots of t. So we're going to take the first derivative of that equation, which gives us negative 1 over 24 t to the 3/2. Sorry, it's very hard to write itty bitty on this tablet. So then, to find what the question was asking, we take the first derivative of dy dt times dt dx. I wrote over here that dx dt was equal to 6, and this is simply the reciprocal of that function, or 1 over 6. So then I take the first derivative of dy dt times the reciprocal of dx dt, and I end up getting negative 1 over 144 times t square roots of t. You can write it like this as well with t raised to the 3/2, but it's easier to write it like this once you go to solve the problem. So solving for this at t equal to 125, or 1 over 25, excuse me, I do apologize. So all you're going to do is you're going to plug t is equal to 1/25 into the equation that we solved over here. And you're going to have negative 1 over 144 times 1 over 25 times the square root of 1 over 25, which gives us negative 1 all over 144 times 1 over 25 times 1/5, which gives us negative 1 over 144 divided by 125, and because we have a fraction dividing by a fraction, it's just going to be the reciprocal of the bottom here, times the negative 1, obviously, so we'll have that at t equal to 1 over 25, this is all equal to negative 125 over 44. I hope that this was helpful. I know for me, 11.1 is a little bit more ambiguous. Finding equations is not my strong suit, but certainly doing the derivatives and whatnot is a little bit more fun for me. I wish you all the best, and thanks again. Have a good weekend.